And welcome back to TEFL Live. We're going to go ahead and get into our interview for this week. We're going to go ahead and bring on Joe Gonzales from the Tigers, quarterback for the Tigers this year. What's going on, Joe?
Hey, what's going on?
Nothing much, man. First of all, let me ask you this: what is it like playing for Mark? I know he can get a little tough, a little soft at times, sometimes. But what is it like playing for this guy?
I said it one more time. I could barely hear you.
What is it like playing for Mark? Being the way he is, being the character that he is.
Are you talking about Mark?
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, honestly, pretty much in a nutshell, he's unpredictable. He gives me a lot of constructive criticism, but I take it. I embrace everything because I know he sees a lot of potential in me. So, every time I go on the field, I try my best, and daily I do it for my team because I know that they're all dependent on me, and I got to do what I need to do to get us better as a team. So I got to step up and handle my business pretty much.
What has it been like taking over for a team that has already won 2 championships, is going for their 3rd, and they're all looking at you to make the plays that Jimmy was making the last few years?
Well, it's a big step, man. It's a big jump. I will say that coming from a team that really didn't do as well as I thought it was going to do, and then jumping from the Tigers, this team is very talented. I will say, last year as a receiver, I tried to do my part, and I will say that I'm a contributor. So I'm not one to complain about playing time or anything like that. But when they asked me to step up and play quarterback, to me, coming from how we were last year, coming from the Jimmy Kelly and all that, it was a big step for me. And not saying that I'm trying to replace Kelly, but Kelly is he's a Hall of Famer. So I try to do his best. And I'm like I say, I got us into the postseason. We're undefeated, and it's very unfortunate what happened to Greg. But somebody had to step up, and I was proud to say that I'm glad that it's me.
All right, Mark.
Well, what do you mean that I'm unpredictable?
Man, honestly, I don't even know what to say or do when I'm around you because it's either you're happy or you're not. You're mad or you're happy. So I don't know.
Well, part of that, Joe, is obviously, I pulled you aside a couple times, and I told you, I'm gonna be harder on you. I'm gonna be harder on you probably than anybody else on the team. And I think I've lived up to that. But it's all a building process. I feel like I build you up for this moment that we're about to proceed into. I think you've done a great job of accepting the criticism and accepting the coaching and getting better each week. I can honestly say you've gotten better each week, and I think Dante can attest that. The first week everyone saw you play, it was kind of like, okay, you can maybe throw the ball, but I still don't know. And as we've gone through the week, you've shown that you can make the plays that we need. I don't know if I have a question. He's my quarterback, so
Let me ask you this, Joe. Mark talked about the process, the last segment, respecting the process. What has that process been like for you this year?
Well, it's like he said just a second ago. It's a work in progress. Every game, I try to get better and I learn from my mistakes. Every single play, every series. The main thing for us on offense is execution. And if we don't have that execution, then the chemistry's not there. And without the chemistry, then our scheme is not what it's going to be. So I think in all, execution and chemistry needs to be our number one goal this entire season and to the playoff season.
We kind of have a saying we don't need Joe to beat Jimmy Kelly. We just need Joe to drive the Cadillac. The offense is almost like a Cadillac. It's a lot of weapons. You got a good foundation up front. Joe, I know you struggled at first playing quarterback, and you ended up you actually started the season at safety. Just tell me a little bit about how the process was when you wanted to be the quarterback for the team. It didn't work out that way in preseason, and then you still had the fortitude to believe in yourself enough to take over that role when we did need you to step up in the middle of the season.
Well, it's like I said. say, I mean, it's a work in progress. I mean, going from defense and then converting back to offense and then back to defense and then going all to offense again. I mean, honestly, it's just all about opportunities. And I know in the beginning of the season and in preseason and then the scrimmage when we scrimmaged the Bucks. I mean, I played like I was a rookie, and I can admit it because I mean, I never played quarterback before. I mean, ever. But I mean, I have played, quarterback, high school, middle school, and all that. But coming into the league and not knowing the playbook, that for me was, it was a missing piece to the puzzle. So, I mean, and when I got the opportunity, like I said, it's a blessing because you give me an opportunity, I'm gonna take it, and I'm gonna just do what I need to do, by all means.
The playoffs are a whole new different animal, as you already know. But being the quarterback this year of this team, there's already pressure to win for any team, for any player. But more so, I would say more so on you because you're expected to do that. Do you feel that pressure might get to you? I know the automatic answer is no, but if the chips get down, if you guys get down early, if you have a turnover early, do you see the pressure kind of building and getting to the point to where you feel you have to make plays to get your team to win?
Well, I mean, I think that, mistakes are going to happen in the game. I mean, coming into a game that's, especially postseason, I mean, all these games are going to be pure, it's going to be nothing but intensity. And, mistakes are going to happen. So you need to have amnesia. You need to have short-term memories when it comes to mistakes like that because you can't lose your composure. You lose your composure, then everything around you is going to crumble. So I try my best. If I do make a mistake, then, I learn from it. I take my criticism and I keep my chin up and I keep moving. I mean, the only thing I need to do is just play to the best of my abilities and do the best that I can and lift my teammates up, especially offense. I mean, defensively, I mean, hands down, probably the best defense in the league by far in the past 2 years. So, I mean, offensively, like I said, execution and chemistry's got to be there. And I know we're going to make mistakes, but at the same time, we got to lift each other up and be there for one another.
You made a great point. I think, it's managing the game. He's a little bit more dynamic than Trent Dilfer. He can make plays with his legs, he can make plays with his arms. But having that defense that we have, as solid as it is, it makes a little bit easier. They erase a lot of mistakes. We're lucky to have Joe. He's a good kid, man. I do give him a hard time a lot, honestly. And it was even before he was quarterback. He's a character in himself. But I'm very proud of the journey that he's had, not only in football but outside. His life is coming together now. He's got some purpose going for himself. So I'm just proud. I do this. Obviously, it's fun to win. But if I'm not making better men of the men that I'm touching and talking to, I'm not trying to help them become better men. That's what I felt. This is my purpose. And he's a test to that, man. He takes it. It might hurt him a little bit, but he takes it and he gets better. So I'm proud of you, Joe. We're not done yet, man. We got some unfinished business to take care of. But I believe in you, so good job, man.
Joe, before we get out of here, I got one more question for you.
Don't ask him to score.
I got one more question for you, Joe.
All right, go ahead.
How much do you guys win by this week?
Say it one more time.
How much do you guys win by this week? Give me a point differential this week.
I mean, I'm gonna keep it real. I think Sunday when we played the Avengers, I think we played a little too soft. And I know for sure that this week we're gonna send a message. I mean, we have to. I mean, coming from how we had, we played the Bucks. I mean, the Bucks are a real cocky team. I mean, these guys. I mean, they got athletes. I'm not gonna lie, they do. But the thing that kills them is they're individual players. They don't play as a team. They play, with all that, confidence, but they play for themselves. And I think us coming into the league, coming in two-time champions, we know what we need to do as a team, and we're gonna handle business. So I mean, I'm gonna say we can and we will probably put up 40 against the Avengers. We gotta send a message. Have to.
Wait, how many again? Just to make sure I heard it correctly.
40. 40.
That's 44. That sounds pretty familiar, don't it? I think we had a guest earlier this year who said 42. So you gave us the same number that Joaquin from, ironically, the Bucks.
Didn't he get 50?
He might, you know what?
He
He
said
might
50.
have said 50. It's in the ballpark. It's in the ballpark. Joe, we definitely appreciate you on the show, and good luck this weekend against the Avengers, man.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me.
All right. We're gonna go ahead and take a quick break. I know I know Mark is over here just dying to say something inside, but we're gonna go ahead and take a quick break, and we'll be back here with our Really segment, sponsored by Blaze and Fade. So we'll be back here in just a bit.